Passion fruit, key lime, key pie, key.
Honestly, this pie needs a name.
Passion
and
fruit,
I've learned
lime
this.
pie. Take one. I'm so sorry.
Hi, I'm Kiano Moju, and I am making my passion fruit and lime pie that I just made and won with at Recipe Club. It's insanely easy, which kind of makes it feel like a cheat, because every time you have something that's so delicious, you feel like it needed to be harder than it was, but it's not. It's just a simple pie. So let's get started. I'm following my recipe because I want it to be equally as good every time as it was. So first we're gonna do the crust, which is a simple cookie crust. I'm gonna melt down some butter in the pan. It can be salted or unsalted. Use the butter you have. If you're using salted butter, just skip the added salt in there. And I like to cut it up just so it can melt down quicker. And if you want to brown it and do a lot, you can, but this recipe uses ginger snaps, which have a lot of flavors, so you don't need to bother with browning your butter. It will be good with or without. So it's going to be at a nice low heat, and then while that's melting, we're going to crush the cookies. These are just ginger snaps. The gingerier, the better. Taste test all your favorite cookies. Find one you love. This is a triple ginger, so it's like ginger powder, crystallized ginger, and ginger puree in these. But you just want very strong ginger flavor. And I've had this before where my ginger snaps were just not giving me what I needed, so I just added more ginger powder. Or if you can't find ginger snaps, I've done it with Biscoff and then just added ginger powder to it as well. All right, that's good enough. That last cookie did not want to cooperate. I mean, however you crush it, you just need cookie crumbles. We'll free these. And then check on the butter. Slowly melting, but almost there. Not quite. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar. I find that the sugar helps like the crust stay together, because this is not together at all. And the butter helps, but I think sugar really just gets it all in. And it's just 2 tablespoons. It's not gonna make it too sweet, but it'll help make it 1. That's all we need of that. Strong butter action. And just pour this right in there. And then the spatula. Mix it together. Wow, this is so much finer than how mine normally turns out. Usually I have like big chunks, which are fine. But this is homogeneous. And so just coat it so you have no more dry patches. And the oven is preheating 350 bake. This is the most important part of this recipe. If you're lucky to have a convection oven, do not use it here. A convection oven is probably the worst mistake you can make for this pie. You want it to cook from the bottom. You don't want it puffing up. So make sure it's preheated 350 regular. I'm speaking from experience and great trauma. Pie pan, it can be a ceramic one, a tin one, doesn't matter, 9-inch will get you good spread on your crust. Crust goes in. And then I like to flutter it with my hands first, just to make sure it's evenly distributed before I start pressing. But also, if I cut open my pie and there's one big piece with a lot of crust, you know, that's a blessing for someone who gets that piece if they're a crust person. There's also a couple rogue really big chunks that you can break up with your finger here too. So once you have it well dispersed, that's when you can start pressing. You can use a measuring cup. You can also just use your hands and just press it right into the tin, making sure it comes up the sides too, because the custard's gonna lift up, and what you don't want is like bare crust on aluminum. All the filling needs to touch crust. It's okay if your crust is taller than your filling, but you don't want it the other way around. So it's pressing it down there. And then once you feel like you have bottom coverage, then you can get up into the sides. And then once you have it well distributed, you can kind of make it flat by using something. Can be a bowl, can be a measuring cup. That's how you're gonna get like a nice flat bottom, which is important because once you pour in your filling, if you have any loose crumbs, they're gonna be swimming in your custard and it's not gonna get toasty and it's just gonna be squishy and you don't want that. So once it's distributed, I like to give it a firm press with something. And then just check your edges again. I kind of use my thumb of my non-dominant hand just to create like a shelf so it's not coming up above the pie lip. And then any loose pieces, just push them in. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just nothing needs to be loose. Boom. Into the oven for 8 minutes, but use your senses. If it smells like your crust is burning, please take it out of the oven. Timer.
I got it.
You got it? Amazing. Timer by you. 8 minutes. Let me clean this off. We're gonna use this bowl again. I always end up washing out my bowl for this. That way I feel like I didn't use as many dishes. It doesn't count if you wash it. Okay. So while that's going, we have like, what, 5 minutes on it? Let's make the filling. That's the fun part. Okay, so filling, it's basically like a key lime pie. That was the inspiration. I had a friend ask me, make me a key lime pie for my birthday. It just felt a little boring. So it's majority passion fruit, a little bit of lime, and like any good pie, if you have fresh fruit, do that. I feel like that's the purpose of pie. Too much good fruit, so it becomes pie. But frozen food aisle, I have so much love for what's frozen because they take the fruit when it's like perfect, immaculate, not like the suspicious stuff you find in the grocery store when it's out of season. And so with the passion fruit, if it's not passion fruit season or they don't sell them where you are, the frozen puree is amazing. So I'm going to show you how to defrost it, and then it's still going to be delicious. We're going to cheat a lot. But that's also why I love this pie, because you can't cheat a lot. So I'm going to get the passion fruit. The one I use, they're so cute. They come in little cubes. There's this frozen passion fruit pulp. And you can either melt this on the stove or in the microwave. I'm gonna do it in the microwave because that's how I normally do it. I do it in 30-second intervals because what you don't want is to steam and to lose moisture. You just want it to defrost. So we're gonna microwave it 30 seconds at a time, get a little whirl, another 30 until it's fully liquid. Wow, there's so much music from this microwave. Every appliance is singing the songs like every day. Not bad. 30 seconds got it mostly there. It's honestly the only button I use in the microwave.
Plus 30.
Plus 30. If you're using anything but plus 30, I don't trust you. Like all these other buttons are incredibly unnecessary. No, you just need a plus 30 and maybe need a stop. You just stop it. So when it's frozen, they can't see to add a couple more cubes. So we need 3/4 cup. Actually, it might just be the rest of it. You always have to look at the ingredients for this and just make sure it just says one thing. If it says more than one thing, don't buy it. There's 2 brands I've been buying for passion fruit, and both of them are exactly half the amount for pie. This is on purpose because I bought the bag of passion fruit while writing this recipe because I hate when recipes call for less than something. Give me half or give me everything. Don't mess with me. This uses half the bag. Yay. Look at that. This is what we want. Beautiful passion fruit puree. Like, you can do this with whole passion fruits. Just cut them open, put in the food processor, and that helps separate the seeds. Or you can just microwave it. Choice is yours. Okay, so we need 1 cup of liquid. And this is the other thing. If you try with the fresh passion fruit and you get to like 2/3 cup, you don't need more passion fruit, just put more lime. All you need is 1 cup. So the rest is gonna be lime, preferably key lime if you have it, which are these very small limes from the Florida Keys. My beef with these limes is that tiny lime. Oh, that's our timer. Yay, I need a thing. Let's use this towel. That's crust done. This happens sometimes with certain pans. I'm kind of glad this happened, where you'll see your crust like slides down a little bit. What I like to do, if I can find a little bowl, just like perk it up while it's still warm. Because once it cools down, good luck. But you can just give a little smidge. So always happens to me with these like aluminum ones. If I use other types, it likes to stay still, but with this, it likes to give me problems. Yeah, just to give it a little push. Because you need that space for all the filling. You can't just be like, wah, wah, it happened. No. We can troubleshoot. Honestly, that's like the most important thing with baking. It's not like knowing how to bake perfectly. It's knowing how to fix stuff when it goes wrong. And then that's when you've made it as a baker. Okay. So I'm going to put this to the side to cool down. Leave the oven at 350, not convection, regular. And just like let that hang out while we make our filling. So with the key limes, beautiful lime from the Florida Keys, tiny lime gives very little juice. So here's my hack. If you're a patient person, or if you have a lot of time, you can sit here and juice 100 limes, not really, but a lot of limes to get a 1/4 cup of lime juice. Or get best of both worlds, because the zest has a lot of wonderful flavor. So you can zest these limes, a handful, and get the 2 teaspoons of juice they will give you. And then you can cheat the rest of the way. And it doesn't have to be a key lime. You can use a regular lime, but I very intentionally wanted to show you how little to no juice you get from this. So rolling it will give you your best shot. And put your weight in that. You're not going to break the lime. Cut in half. And they also have seeds, which is kind of a pain. And just for demonstration purposes. Wow, this is so tiny, it's like impossible to. It's like more seeds than juice. These are a beautifully flavored pain in the rear citrus. Can you see that? That might be possibly less than a teaspoon. And you have 80,000 seeds. So buy yourself a couple regular limes, even just like 1 lime, right? And then we're not gonna get our seeds in, but we're gonna put in our 2 dots of key lime juice. And we're just gonna buy it. Because why? It's delicious. And don't hate on things that come out the bottle now. And fill it to 1 cup. But then, with these other limes, you just get the zest from them. So they have a purpose, but their purpose today is not juice. But don't throw them away. You know, just toss them in your next cocktail. Make a mojito. Just shove them in there and muddle them. Use them, but not for your pie. Unless you have a machine or an assembly line of friends and family that love you so much, you sit all afternoon to juice key limes. Just get any lime. Get their zest. And then get the juice. And you also can use regular lime juice. If you want to use regular limes and regular juice, it's going to be delicious. I've done it many times because the passion fruit is the star. It's 3/4 of the juice. So you're just taking something from being like really good to like really, really good by using key lime. But really good is usually like pretty great for most people. So don't make this a pain in the ass for yourself. Oh, sorry if I swear. Don't make this a pain for yourself unnecessarily. Perfect. So juice is here. We're gonna let it hang out. It's a little bit warm from microwaving and we want that to cool down as well. And then in the meantime, I'm gonna separate the eggs. So key lime pie is very yolks only. And in this time, you're like, oh my God, I'm wasting half an egg. What do I do with the other half of the egg? Don't waste the other half of the egg. Make something else. I personally like to just make a little meringue and then break it up and put it in my ice cream sundaes. I didn't make it up. It's a British thing. It's called like an Eton mess, where it's little meringue, whipped cream, and like strawberries is like the British one, but I'm like ice cream. So that's what I do with the extra whites. Don't waste them. If you're a person who can eat egg whites for breakfast, nice. That's not me. So I still want to bake with it. So that's what I do with them. But keep those whites, and you can freeze them. They keep really well in the freezer. Just put in a Ziploc bag, label it as 4 egg whites, and then defrost for when you're ready. They keep much longer than yolks do. We're going to do 4 yolks. Just take your time. You could do the method where you crack all your eggs and then just take out the white, but then you're going to contaminate the whites for your future use. So just try this method best you can. So there's that one part of the white that doesn't want to leave. And it's fine. Like a smidgen of white's not going to ruin it. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to whisk these. I like using an electric hand mixer or even a food processor. That's a good time. But it's an easy pie, so we'll see how it's done by hand. So these are getting whisked until they become a lighter yellow. I want to intentionally put the zest in with the yolks because it's like getting agitated because the zest has oils and the oils have flavor and we want to excite that flavor. Therefore, they're getting beat up. This is such a workout. I haven't done this by hand in so long, but it helps with the body. Because some people, you know, you could just like me. But like to have that texture, that creaminess, like you gotta create body. You can even feel like now the yolks, they have a little bit of body, a little texture. They're not just like hanging out. So I'm adding in now some sweetened condensed milk. This is literally key lime pie with more flavor. But it's very simple. It's egg yolks, condensed milk, the juice. That's the filling. So slowly mixing as you pour. Go a little at a time and then mix it in. It's so thick. If you've never baked with sweetened condensed milk, it's one of the things that is exactly what it sounds like. It is milk that has been sweetened with sugar and then cooked down, hence the condensed. And that's it. You can make it at home if you can't find it, but it takes some time. And you also run the risk of burning the milk as it reduces. So store-bought is perfectly fine. I don't know anyone who's making their own unless homemade stuff is your vibe. It's so thick. That's the thing about this milk. Some brands, like, you gotta fight to get them out the can. But look at that body, that texture. That's what we want. And all that lime. And there's no other sugar being added. It's just the sugar from the sweetened condensed milk. So take the effort to get it all out. Otherwise your pie can end up a little too tart. It's already quite tart. So make sure you take the time to really cleanse out the can. Scrape it down, scrape it down. Come on. All right, we're gonna do one final swoop. Oh, I love it with the zest in it. I don't think I put the zest in for Recipe Club, just because I did not have any limes on me that day. So I have my trusted bottle. But that's it. Should be nice, smooth, really thick, and then it's like patting your head and rubbing your tummy. Mix as you pour to incorporate the lime and passion juice. Just mix it all in. No streaks, should be fully homogeneous. And then before it goes in the pan, make sure you give it a good scrape down. Because sometimes the bottom, you don't get all of it in there. So you scrape the bottom, scrape the sides, and just give it a good old mix. Beautiful. Okay. So this crust should be cooled. It's not going to be cold, but everything should be settled where when I pour this in, nothing should be swimming. And then pour that right in there. You're going to scrape it down, get every little bit. It comes quite high. If you only have like a 10-inch pie pan, your pie is going to be a little bit thinner and your crust will be a little thinner, but it's fine. It'll just cook maybe for a little less. And then I like to give it a little shake. This isn't one of those pies that will like self-settle in the oven. If it goes in the oven looking like this, it will come out of the oven looking exactly like this. So you can give it a little shake, or you can smooth out the top. Make sure it's even. Because it's so thick, it's not going anywhere. It's gonna look exactly coming out as it did going in. All right, in the oven 20 to 25 minutes, not convection, until the middle's set. Set your timer for 20 minutes, give it a check. What you want is for the middle to like barely jiggle. Should have like a little bounce back, but it shouldn't be flopping all over the place. So 20 to 25 minutes, and then we're gonna pull it out of the oven to let cool to room temp. Yay, okay. It's been 25. Oh, we checked at 20. Pull this out. Oh no, I touched it with the thing flopped on it. All right, this is what happens. That's basically perfect if I didn't touch it with the towel. Okay. I wonder if I can. No. Nothing can help us. It's fine. Just get it off the crust. And what will happen there is when you cut into it, put a very generous dollop of whipped cream. They will never know. They will never know, but this towel flopped right on it. Okay, so what you're looking for here is like, can you see this? If you hit it, it's like a little bit of a bounce, but like not really. That's like done. Cool it to room temperature, meaning like it's no longer hot. I leave it for an hour, just go about my business, and then it goes in the fridge or in the freezer. But it has to be cool before you do that so it doesn't split. But, I made one earlier, of course, because it's not gonna be a 2-day thing. But this is definitely something that if you have the thought to do it ahead, do the day before, you're not gonna have the anxiety of like, is it set yet? Day before kind of covers you. So we're gonna put that to the side, cool to room temp. I'm gonna pull out the one I made earlier. But it really becomes so set. But what I like to do, and this is what I did for Recipe Club, is I make this pie. Once it's chilled, I'll cut the whole thing. I'll cut the entire pie and then freeze everything I'm not eating and make sure the slices that go in the freezer are teeny, like little bite-sized, snack size, because we want to work for ourselves. So I typically would be like half the pie, if it's not for a lot of people. It's a lot of people, this pie is done. Maybe make 2. But half the pie is for now, the other half is for the freezer. And you just create tiny little mini pies that you just pop out and snack on. It's amazing. But it's so firm, it's so set. And it's very custardy. We're gonna cut out a slice. This is the scariest part. This is why I like to freeze it. And for whatever reason, I put it in the fridge for the first time in my life. So it's not as cold as I like it to be. You're just gonna cut, and make sure you cut all the way through the crust. You will feel the textural difference with your knife. And if you don't want to get crust in the middle, it's like a little wet paper towel. Swipe. But I didn't feel that this went all the way through. I feel like with pies, the first slice will look crazy. And that's okay. Chef snack, chef rewards, whatever you want to call it. It's for you. Cut it. Really getting the knife tip all the way at the bottom. Best I can. But if you froze this, you could honestly just like take out the whole pie from the pan and just like lift it out. If I did it right. Okay. Then I like using this offset spatula where you can use a pie server and kind of just wiggle it between the crust and the back. You want to make sure you get nice and underneath. That's how we get that lift. Da da da. Nice. Everything that falls is for you. Natural. I love ginger snap. Look at that. You see how it's creamy and it's not all tall because you didn't do convection. It's like literally the worst thing you can do if you can't tell by now. Oh, she's so pretty. And then you can always do more. This step is totally optional, but it feels very nostalgic. Plus, who does not love whipped cream? It doesn't need it. If you don't have it, you have to do a little bit for the vanilla. It's hygienic because you never put your mouth on it. If you put your mouth on it, you're a monster. Unless you live by yourself and you're making a pie for one, then do what you want. Oh, but it's so good. It's like very diner-esque. And then just to let people know, like, what's up, if you use fresh passion fruit or if you can get your hands on one, because legit, I tried finding fresh passion fruit out of season, $3.99 for one. If you want, buy your one and you can garnish with the seeds and pulp on top, or you just do a little bit of lime zest right on top so people know she's more than just passion fruit. She's passion fruit and lime and so delicious. Do you want it? But for me, I bake to share. So cut out 2 slices. And really, like, I will cut the hell out of an aluminum pan because this is a one and done for me. Some people, bless your heart, you can, use it twice. But mine ends up so cut up by the time I'm done. Beep, 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 beep. A little whipped cream. Hi!
We spelled it out.
It's pink.
Yay! See, that's what we need. We need like a room full of people for pie. Pie for 2 is adorable, but it's not it. Okay, where are the forks? And that is the pie. Recipe, I think, is on Recipe Club, also in my cookbook, AfriCali. And if you're in LA for mid-April to mid-May, I'll be doing a pop-up and the pie will for sure be on the menu. So if you don't want to bake, I'll make it for you. Thanks.